In this video, I'm going to show you a way to propagate onset bananas, which is a banana that doesn't readily pop like Musa bananas. So a special technique is required if you want to propagate it to get lots and lots of new plants. And this is a technique I have used many times in the past and produced literally hundreds of new plants. So the first thing you want to do is get your onset banana, pick a nice healthy plant that's growing well, and really you want to do this in summer or autumn. So the plant is growing in a large pot or in the ground, and you get your plant and you got to make sure really it's got a decent wide base. You don't want a juvenile plant that was just planted out a few months ago. You want a larger plant because it's the base of the plant where you'll get the new plants from, and you need a decent size amount of base to produce lots of new plants. So the first thing you do is cut off all the leaves. Once you've cut off all the leaves, you need to dig up the plant. So use a spade, dig around it and shake off any soil or compost, exposing the roots. And once you can see what you're dealing with, then you need to cut back pretty much all the roots so it'll fit into a pot later on, and cut off all the leaves right down to the base. And the leaves are sort of whitish in the center, and the base or the corm will be like a yellowish color when you cut through to it. Take off any untidy parts, so any dyed or dying leaves around the edge, pull those off or cut them with a serrated knife, and make sure you've got a nice clean knife that you've sanitized and disinfected before you start cutting your banana up. So once you've got all the leaves off and the dead material, then you need to make the main incision. So what you're going to do is cut directly down through the top of the plant, through the corm, all the way through to the base where the roots come out. Nice clean cut, and you've got two halves. Do this again on those halves, so you've ended up with 4 quarters. It is very brutal this, but it does work. So have a look at the parts you've cut, your quarters. Make sure you've got nice, healthy, sort of creamish, yellowish corm. You don't want blackish or soft brown areas. If you've got any areas like that, just remove them with the knife. Give them a good clean, so wash them over. And then you want to dust these surfaces with some sulfur powder and just let that dry out for half an hour or so, just so that sort of the moisture sort of sticks to the sulfur powder and it's got a good contact there over all the cut surfaces. And then you get your quarter, get a large pot that can fit the quarter in, and then put some compost with perlite in so it's nice and free draining. Put your quarter in the pot and then put the compost around this to the top of the pot almost, and so you've just got the top of the corm sticking out with the base of the remaining leaves, and you just leave this for a while in a warm place. So you either use a heated propagator or a sunny greenhouse if it's summer, but if you're doing it in autumn you're probably going to put it straight into a heated propagator, and then give it one decent watering just to settle in the compost around the corm and the roots, and then you just keep it on that heat and you just leave it. And over time what will happen is the old leaves will shrink back to the corm and crinkle up, and then the corm itself will harden and start being bumpy, and you'll see little nodules forming, and these are basically the starting points of the new plants that you're going to produce. And over time with that heat you will get the leaves starting to shoot, basically like if you get a potato and you leave it in a cupboard for too long and you start getting growth on that. It's a similar sort of thing which is happening here, where you've got lots of growth coming from the corm, but the growth is just coming from the corm without really at this stage any roots on the new plants that are forming. So after 2 or 3 months you'll have a nice sort of bunch of new plants coming out of the old quarter of a corm, and you should see this with all your quarters. You don't want to put too much water onto it, so ideally water from the base and keep it nice and warm and well lit So you can do this on a windowsill in winter above a warm radiator that's south facing or east facing, get that nice sun in, but ideally use a heated propagator to do this, to control the heat, and also with some artificial lights control the lighting as well. Now you're well on the way now at this stage to getting lots of new plants, but you can't be hasty at this stage. Don't start dividing it thinking you've got lots of plants growing really well with lots of roots, because what you'll find is you will have lots of growth above, but the roots will just be coming out of the old corm with very few coming from new plants. You've got to be patient, give it a few more weeks or months until you start seeing roots coming out of the individual plants. And at this stage you can cut through with a nice clean knife again, through the old corm, through some of the new pups or plants, and you'll be able to see which ones have got roots. Some at this stage will have their own roots, and some will still be feeding, getting all their nutrients from the old corm. So you've got to be careful, just carefully divide ones with roots and leave the others on the corm to form more roots over time. So cover it back up with compost and let it grow on. And this can take months after months where you're dividing and you're potting up individual plants, and you keep that corm going to produce more and more plants. And you can do this literally over probably sort of 9-10 months up to a year, where you're getting plants off the old corm, because that old corm is still getting some nutrients from the ground. It's still got lots of stored nutrients in that corm to produce these new plants and feed them. So keep doing this until you've divided up all your plants, pot them up individually into their own pots, again with a multi-purpose compost with perlite so that you've got that extra aeration. Keep these well watered in a heated propagator, but somewhere probably a bit more shady at this stage. You don't want to get too much growth until the roots have really settled in and sort of started growing well. And then pot these up and you've got lots of nice new plants. And this is how you can propagate your Ensete banana. It doesn't do this naturally. You've got to intervene by damaging that meristem, damaging that corm, and allowing shoots to grow. If you found this guide helpful, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and you can be notified by clicking on the bell, and you can see more of these propagation videos and lots of exotic gardening videos that I produce all year round, and have been doing so for the last 10-15 years. Thank you for watching this edition of Exotic Gardening. Join me next time, we'll be doing more in the garden.